Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing the two birds with one stone thing. I'm going to be bringing you a no makeup and chill, which is not really what I intended, but I'll get to that here in just a minute, and also a random ranking. I don't know that I did a random ranking in April because my life went to hell in a handbasket. I had some personal stuff I was dealing with, and then in the midst of all that, I started passing a kidney stone. Now, I think I passed the stone. You know, they give you this plastic thing you have to pee in, and I know it's probably TMI, kind of gross, but nonetheless, I stopped using it because after about a week and a half of that, I was like, I don't care anymore. Plus, I already know what the stone is made out of. It's calcium oxalate, because that's what all of my stones have always been made out of, because I've passed several. I just am not feeling that life-altering pain anymore. My bladder still kind of gets spasmy here and there, but not bad. So I'm supposed to have surgery on Tuesday to have the stone taken out, and then they put a stent in, and I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to cancel the surgery. I'm just kind of giving it some more time. Also, at my work, we're moving offices. It's been just crazy. And this morning, I just ran out of time to put my makeup on. So I just thought we'll just sit down and do a no makeup and chill, the Barefaced Chronicles. And if you're new here, I'm going to explain why I do that. I try to do it monthly. I'm 50, and I just want to embrace my natural face without any makeup on it and still love makeup like crazy, right? I just think it's important to embrace my natural face, you know, and I want to encourage all of you to do the same thing, no matter how old you are. If you want to wear makeup all the time, I totally support that too. It's just, I just want to be cool with this. And also, I just ran out of time to put my makeup on, and sometimes I'm lazy and don't want to do all that. But I also want to do a random ranking. Now, what is that if you're new here? So what I do is once a month, I randomly choose 10 palettes out of my collection, and then I rank them for you. I have all of my palettes written down in this notebook, and then I have my other phone that has a random generator app thingy on there. So that's what I'm going to do, is generate 10 palettes and rank them for you. Okay, so let me pull up my app here, my random picker app. Now I say this every time, it probably gets real old. I have 199 palettes written down in here, but there's like 3 or 4 that I took out that I just haven't updated my list. And then I got the Bella Beauté Bar palette from Julie, so I added that to the list too. So the only real rule here is that if I haven't used the palette, oh, and I got the quad from Beauty Moon Cosmetics. I haven't used that yet. So anything I haven't used, I'm not going to rank, because how can you? And also, like, I try not to have the same palettes in each episode, but that would be, I mean, what's the likelihood that I would select the same 10 palettes? I don't think so. So anyway, now that we're through all that nonsense, okay, so let me get in here, and I'm going to put 200 because I just need to update the list. Okay, so generate. 193. Okay, let's see what that one is. Again, if I have not used it, I won't rank it. That is the Ladybug Glow Magical Creations palette. I have used that. Okay, cool. So that's palette number 1. Palette number 2 is 58. Okay, that is the Give Me Glow Juicy Olive palette. I haven't used that in some time, but I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, 11. That is the Berry M Nude and Neutral palette. I think I have ranked that before, but again, I don't care. 6, that's the 4th palette. That is the Jackie Aina palette. Okay, right on. Then we have 158. Okay, that is the Ladybug Glow Paradise Cove palette. Okay, cool. Okay, the 6th palette is 49. Okay, 6th palette is 49. Oops, I went too far. 49. That is the Colored Rain Safari Rain palette. Okay, 7th palette, 44. Okay, that is the ColourPop High Tide palette. All right, 8th palette, I think, yeah, 8th. That's a hard word to say. 86. That is the Ladybug Glow Everyday Sparkle. Man, I'm getting a lot of Ladybug Glow palettes. Okay, I'm fine with that. 9th palette, but it's going to be hard to rank them. 111. Okay, 111. 111. That is the Natasha Denona Mini Xenon palette that Janny Boo gave me. Okay, the 10th palette and final for this episode. 28, okay? And that is the Blueberry Muffin palette from BH Cosmetics. Okay, cool. Wow, I got some good palettes. So I'm gonna go round them up and then I'll rank them for you and explain to you why I have ranked them the way that I have. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I rounded them up, of course, and I have ranked them. How I rank them is by like the color stories, quality, looks I've created, my experiences with them, just how I feel about the color story or the palette when I look at it, right? And I want to say, like, I don't dislike any of these palettes. I love them all or they would not have stayed in my collection, because I did do a palette collection and declutter video at the beginning of the year. And these are all here for a reason. It's just, you know, some of them I like better than others. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I know I'm not. I'm not all together up here, okay? Just know that. You're on a wild ride with me, let me tell you. Okay, so starting off with the palette that's in the lowest ranked spot, number 10, all the way up to the palette that's in the number 1 ranked spot. Okay, and it really wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so the palette that's in the 10th spot is the Natasha Denona Mini Xenon palette. Now, I think this is a wonderful quality palette, but it's smaller and there's only one shimmer and I feel like there's not a ton of stuff you can do with this. I do think it would work really well as a companion palette. I've never done that yet, but I'd like to. I have a lot of plans for stuff and then I just don't ever carry them out because life just gets in the way. You know, life has its own plans for me sometimes, as I've seen over the past few weeks. So it works well. I've used it once, I think, maybe twice. It's, you know, it's a great palette. It's just little and there's only one shimmer and there's just, you know, monochromatic, not a ton for me that I can really do with it. But again, as a companion palette. Moving on to number 9, which is the Berry M Nude and Neutral Rich palette. Now, this was a gift from my friend Linda, who lives in Sweden. I had never tried Berry M before, and she's like, you got to try it, the brand. So she sent me this palette and several other goodies, and I still am using the goodies to this day. This is a beautiful neutral palette. It's very rich and cinnamony and chocolatey, and the shades work really well. I've used it a handful of times, and I really enjoy it. This was a little bit harder for me to rank. It just, you know, the color story is not as like, whoa, as some of the other palettes I chose for this round. But I will say it works really well and it's beautiful. So, number 8 is the Give Me Glow Juicy Olive palette. Now, I love this color story. I mean, monochromatic. I got a lot of monochromatic palettes this time around. But I mean, the tones in here are just gorgeous. I love olivey greens, love green eyeshadows are my favorite. I think I've used it twice. Ash gifted this to me, Makeup and Chaos. We live in the same town, basically. And so we met up and they gave me this and the Give Me Glow Extra Spicy palette too. And I've actually used the Extra Spicy with this. That was really fun. I didn't film that look, but I just created the look and then I think I filmed a video. But really impressed with how this palette performs, the shimmers especially, and the mattes are really nice too. They're very pigmented. I mean, I don't have a ton of experience with Give Me Glow other than this and the Extra Spicy, but yeah, you know, yeah, lovely. Number 7 is the Magical Creation palette from Ladybug Glow. Now, this was not easy necessarily for me to rank, but in terms of just some of the other color stories, I don't know. It's a smaller palette, like what, 5 pans, but very lovely curated little palette here. You know, everything goes together really well. I feel like there's several things you can do with it. You can do like a one and done. You can use all the shades together. You got the light and the depth. This shimmer shade is absolutely stunning. It's very duochrome, multi-chrome. This is really nice too. And so, I mean, yeah, all of them are gorgeous. And Ladybug Glow is my favorite brand. And I really enjoy having this in my collection. Really nice. Did she send this to me in PR? Or did I buy it? I can't remember now. But love Ladybug Glow. Number 6 belongs to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette. I just used this shade, Big Wig, in my last Fab 5 video with Janny. That was really fun. It started off a little patchy, but you know, I just built it up and it was gorgeous. This color story is one of my faves in my collection. So this was a little tricky for me to rank. I love the earthiness of it. It's kind of grungy, but it's got some really like, you know, kind of brighter and softer tone, you know, like I think it's a good mix of shades, you know, and I feel like everything goes together really well. And of course we have I have to say it every time I show this palette. That's my favorite shade in this palette. And I love to say Dwalas. I'm sure it drives most of you nuts that watch my videos, But really enjoy this palette. I did do a palette bingo with Steph, and Steph's not a huge neutral fan, and I chose all the neutral shades for us to use in that look. I was like, oops. But yeah, I just think it's great. Love it. It's such a pretty palette and lots of stuff you can do with it. I think it's good for like the fall and, you know, it's great. Number 5, 4, 3, yeah. 5 belongs to the Everyday Sparkle palette from Ladybug Glow. And, you know, ooh, that shade's getting a little crumbly. I got to be careful with this. The thing about this palette, which I love so much, as I love all of my Ladybug Glow palettes, is that, you know, we've got these neutral mattes that kind of seem unassuming, but then you get into these shimmers and they're flippy and gorgeous and fun and unique. And so the everyday part of it, I'm like, these are not everyday. They are just incredible. And this palette needs more love. And I got to be careful because I don't want that to break out. I would probably sob if that shade broke out because it's so beautiful. But you know, the shimmers in here are so beautiful in their formulation and quality. You know, that sticky, just you put them on your lid and they just stay there all day. And then the mattes are super pigmented and blendable, and I love. Number 4, this might surprise you, it belongs to the ColourPop High Tide palette. Again, we have another monochromatic palette, but like, this is such a good palette, and I love teals. Like the aquas in here are so gorgeous, and this would be another really lovely companion palette. Maybe this with the mini xenon, that'd be kind of cool, right? I don't know, maybe I'll try that. Really impressed with how this performs. You know, like sometimes I've mentioned before, ColourPop's palettes, I'm like, what? Because they're not the greatest, okay? They're not. They just overproduce, I feel like. And so then it's like, you don't really know what you're getting. I feel like I do hair sticking out right here. Subtle. I mean, I just got out of the shower, but my hair decides to just go crazy sometimes. It drives me bonkers. Anyway, really enjoy this. I could have even ranked this higher, to be honest with you, but it's just such a lovely formulated ColourPop palette, and you don't always get that. So when I get those from ColourPop, I'm like, yay! Okay, number 3 is belongs to the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette. I love this. I have had so much fun creating looks with this. I know it's kind of glary because it's very reflective. I love the mix of tones in here. And you know, how I look at this too is that, like, I used to be terrified of blue eyeshadows. And so this was the palette that kind of helped me cut my teeth on blues, because they're more like periwinkle. They're just not as intimidating to me as some of the other blue palettes that I see, or, you know, that I have in my collection that I used to be terrified of. I've gotten over that fear now, thank goodness. But I love, like, there's the neutrals, kind of earthy, and then we have these bright, vibrant, beautiful blues, and like pink and like this kind of purpley shade. This is a really nice blending out shade. Got the bright, you know, really a fun palette and wonderful formulation. This is the BH Cosmetics that I truly love and really miss, because I don't feel like that exists really anymore. Number 2, this was hard. This part was hard because this is in the second spot, the Colored Rain Safari Rain. And this is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. Grungy, earthy tones, and really lovely formulation. And I'm really sad that Colored Rain is no longer, because they're a great brand, and really enjoy playing with this. I have that weird relationship with this palette, which I have with several in my collection, where I want to use it, but then I want to keep it like this forever. So yeah, this is just so fun. And I know I have other tones like this in my collection. I do, but I don't care. This is such a lovely formulated palette. And, you know, just the color story is so cool, and tons of stuff you can do with it too. You know, smaller palette, 9 pan, but still. Okay, so number 1 is the Paradise Cove from Ladybug Glow. I had to, because this color story is so freaking gorgeous. I love the greens and the blues and even the browns, this teal, you know, like just such an interesting and unique and fun color combo, and the quality is just stellar. Ladybug Glow is my favorite brand for a definite reason, because the brand owner just nails it with the formula, the color stories, quality, you know, all of it, you know. And I think the packaging is super pretty too. You know, I want to go there. I want to be there. And I've had a lot of fun with this. I haven't used it nearly enough. So I want to get back into doing like my 2 looks videos with my palettes and stuff. I think I said this at the beginning. I work in a field, hold on, let me reword that. I work in an office that's moving to a different center, and it's just been mayhem. And then my kidney stone and just stuff, you know, it's just been really challenging. And, you know, thank goodness for my husband, because he has been my rock. and my soft place to fall. And I just, man, I love him. I know that's not what this video is about, but you know, it's wonderful to have a partner in your life that really supports you and loves you and helps you through tough times. So here's one for you, Paul. He probably won't watch this. Anyway, so that's how I rank these 10 palettes this time around. Let me know what you think of my ranking, how, you know, if you think I did a good job or not. And also let me know if you have any of these palettes in your collection and how you would have ranked them. We can chat about that in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, and happy. And I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.